Hi guys, this is Sylvie again at Busy Art, and my story today is going to be about Esther. Hi guys, I've got my friend Lizzie with me today, and who are you today, Lizzie? Oh, she's Queen Esther. Now I recall that story. It happened about 500 years before Jesus came on the scene. Yeah, and it was to do with a kid. Well, first of all, Jerusalem. A king went and attacked Jerusalem and took captives all these people and took him to his land. And he had a vast land. It was about 18 times, probably about 18 times bigger than this country, England. And he took them all to there. And he ruled this huge province. There was 127 areas on it, and each had a noble to rule it. Yeah, it was quite a thing. So it's quite important. But then he died, and another king came, and his name was Xerxes. Now, Xerxes, he'd been on the throne for about 3 years, and he was feeling his feet. So he thought to himself, right, I'm going to show off my land to all the people, and I'm going to celebrate. So he celebrated, and when you have a party, and it probably lasts for a couple of hours, doesn't it? Party. Do you know how long his party lasted? 2 days. No, it was 6 months. 6 months. That's a long time, isn't it? 6 months to have a party. So he really did things well, and he enjoyed himself. But then he after 7 days, we're told, he got high spirited on wine, and he wanted to show off his queen. Now her name was Queen Vashti, and he sent for his servants to go and get her. And you know what? She wouldn't come. She wouldn't come. So, oh dear, what to do? So he got rid of her. She wasn't obedient for what he was going to do, so he got rid of her. And he thought to himself, right, okay, I need another queen. How do I get a queen? And he would advise to put an advert out in all these provinces for young virgins to come, beautiful girls, so that he could give them beauty treatment, and then he could marry one of them. That was nice, wasn't it? Yeah. Now, Esther was one of the girls that had come from Jerusalem, and she'd lost her mum and dad. Yeah, they died. But her cousin looked after her, and his name was Mordecai, and he was a good chap, and he looked after her like a father, really. And he told Esther about this, and she went in for it, and she had the beauty treatment and everything. And at the province, it was a place called Susa. At this province, there was a gate where it was called the King's Gate, and Mordecai would look and see how his cousin was getting on, see whether she was being ill-treated or not. That was really nice, wasn't it? He was a very good uncle, not uncle, cousin. And anyway, one day when all these girls were parading for the king, the two guards at the gate, they were talking horrible about the king. So much so that they were talking about a plot to kill him. And that wasn't very nice, was it? Plot to kill the king. So I suppose he didn't like the fact they didn't like the fact that all these girls were going to be his. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, Mordecai told his cousin Esther. That was really good, wasn't it? What did she do? Well, she went and told the king, and these men were hanged. But they were going to kill the king, so that was good that she told that. But anyway, now it happened that Esther actually became queen. That was really an honor for her, but all the people didn't know that she was related to Mordecai. She was told by her cousin to keep quiet about that, and that she was Jewish. Now, there was a man, there was this man that the king had honoured. He's one of his nobles, and he sat at the gate, and the king's gate, and everyone knelt down and honoured him and worshipped him. That was the plan. That was what the king's order was. And Mordecai wouldn't do that. He wouldn't. I don't know why, but he wouldn't do that. He just didn't feel it was right inside of him. So Haman hated it, absolutely hated it that he wasn't honoured. So, oh gosh, what did he do? He thought to himself, I've got to do something about this. So he got a plan to... I've got to think about this. He got a plan to kill Mordecai. And he thought, okay, I've got this plan sorted out. I'm going to kill him. And what happened was... with King Xerxes, you couldn't get to see him unless he held out his scepter, which was a gold scepter, like a gold stick. And if he didn't accept that you was going to be in his presence, he'd have you killed. So it was a real dodgy thing to go and see the king. And what happened was that Haman rigged up this thing that because he hated Mordecai, he said, right, I'm going to get rid of him, but okay, what I'll do is I'll get rid of all his people, because all his people had come over from Jerusalem because Nebuchadnezzar brought them over. So what happened was that this horrible plan that he was going to get everyone killed, all the Jewish people killed. So he went to the king and he said, these people, meaning Mordecai and his people, are not being obedient to you, and they don't obey you, and I want them killed. So he said, okay, you can get them killed. And he sealed a decree that would kill all the Jewish people in the province, not only in Susa but the whole area. So oh dear. So this decree was made, but Mordecai found out about it, and when it was read out, that a decree, it was written out and it was posted out to all the lands, all the provinces of Xerxes, that this is what was going to happen. And it was worked out that on the 13th day of the 12th month, the people in the land could kill all the Jewish people around them. What a terrible thing to happen. So anyway, Mordecai had one of these decrees in his hand, and we're told that he put sackcloth and ashes on himself, and he went out and he was wailing, he was crying out and wailing bitterly in the area by the king's gate. And Esther was told about this. What did she do? Well, she called for Mordecai and wondered what on earth was going on. So he said, well, look, you got to do something about this, because you don't know why you've been put in this position, but I think you've been put in this position for such a time as this. You have got to go to King Xerxes and stop this plan. And she said, hang on a minute, I can't, because I haven't seen him in 30 days. But if I go into his presence and he hasn't called me, then he can kill me, unless he holds out the scepter to me. So she didn't know what to do. She really didn't know what to do. So Mordecai said, you've got to do something. So she said, okay, get all the Jewish people in Susa, that area, to fast and pray for 3 days, and I'll get all my maids and myself, and we won't have food or water for 3 days, and then I can do something about it. So that's what she did. They fasted and prayed. She fasted. Well, they all did. Fasted and prayed for 3 days, because it was going to be their life. And then what happened was, this plan was Haman's plan to kill all the people. But then Esther said, okay. She went to the king. That was a bit scary. Did he hold out the scepter? Do you know he did? And he said to her, he talked very nicely to her. He said, look, Esther, I'll give you half my kingdom. Just ask me, and I'll give it to you. She said, and he said, what do you want me to do for you? And she said, I want you to come to dinner with me tonight. I prepared a banquet, and I want you to come to dinner with Haman. And cool, this pleased Haman. He thought it was the bee's knees. So what's the bee's knees? He was really someone special. So he went to dinner, and did she tell the king? No, she didn't. She didn't tell the king. So he said, come on, Esther. What do you want me to do for you? And she said, I'd like you to come back to a banquet tomorrow with Haman. And so they agreed. So Haman was really so excited about this, and he was still thinking about Mordecai and killing him. So he had his wife's. Oh, I know what happened. In the night, this is how God works. In the night, King Xerxes, he couldn't sleep. Now, because he couldn't sleep, he asked his servant to go and get the book that records all the things that have happened in his reign. That's a good idea. Yeah, it was a good idea. And they record all the things that happened in his reign. And he told him about this plot on his life. And he said, this Mordecai, he said, was he ever rewarded for what he did? So the servant said, no, there's no record that he was ever rewarded for what he did. So he said, we've got to reward him. So anyway, he went into the courts, the king's courts, and he said to his servant, oh, who's that in the courts? Oh, and it was Haman. Now, Haman had come in to say to the king, I want Mordecai hanged. But he didn't get that out quick enough. And the king said to Haman, look, he said, if I'm pleased with someone, and they've really helped me in my reign, what what should I do for that person? So he said, well, I'd get one of your horses, and I'd get one of your robes, put that on him, and I'd get a crest. I don't know what a crest was. Perhaps it was a crown or something like that. Put that on him, and get one of your nobles to go through the streets and say, this is what happens to the person that the king delights and honours. So he said, oh, go and get Mordecai then. So poor old Haman, he had to do this and march him around the streets saying, this is what happens to the one that the king honours and delights in. So he went through the streets doing that. And then at the end of the day, he went home to his wife. And, he was just so annoyed that Mordecai had been honoured. But as he got home, it was time for dinner, so he had to go out to this banquet, and he was ushered out by the king's nobles or servants to the banquet. And when he was at the banquet, they had their meal, and then the king said to Esther, okay, Esther, now what do you want me to do for you? So she said, I want you to spare, if I found favour with the king, I want you to spare me, my life, and spare my people. And because she said, we've been sold to destruction, to slaughter and annihilation. What's annihilation? Just get rid of them. So he said, who is this person that's done this? So she said, it's vile Haman. And with that, they took him out, because the king was so annoyed that with that they took him out, and they hanged him on the scaffold that he'd built for Mordecai. What a turnaround for the story. But Esther was still shocked, because she said, you know, this decree is still going to happen. So he said, what can I do for you? So she said, well, if you make another decree that we can give out to the land, so that when that day comes, the Jewish people can protect themselves from all those that want to kill them. And that's what happened. And they were saved, all the Jewish people in Susa, and all the province of King Xerxes was saved. Isn't that a lovely story? And you know what happened to Mordecai? He became second in command of King Xerxes. So he got a high position in that land. And God did this all to protect the Jewish people. Because through that time, the 500 odd years before Jesus came on the scene, he wanted to make a way for Jesus to be the saviour of the world. Isn't that a lovely story? Yeah, you like it too. Okay, I'll say a prayer. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this, for Queen Esther and her trust that if she fasted and prayed, that you would answer her. And we just ask you to help us to trust you in our lives. Amen. That was lovely, that story. I'm glad you saw it and enjoyed it. Well, I hope you did. See you next time. Hi guys, this is Sylvi at Busy Art, and this is my artwork for today. And it's from Isaiah 40:31. But those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They will rise on wings like eagles. And this is how we make it. So we have our pieces here, and I've cut them out and coloured them in, and I've folded this one down here in them. These lines, you can't fold them very easily on their own. You have to fold them as a set, but these are opposite one another, so you can just fold it over like that. And that's that one. And that goes in there, like that. And we can fold over this end piece, like that. Okay, so we need some double-sided sticky tape. Just put on those pieces. So I'll put one on here, like that. And then I need to stick this wing on before I put the main one on. So I put some double-sided tape on this piece. Like that. And then I can put this wing on. Here. Goes like that one. Stick that there. So that should fold. Which it does, yes. That's good. Now, what do I do now? Now, this has got to... Oh, let's put this one on first. Fold this one over, the background. Fold that down the dotted line. Like that. And then I'll cut this line so I can fold over the triangle. So it's good. Like that. Okay. It's a good memory verse. But those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They will rise on wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary. They will walk and not be faint. Now this one, this is the wing here. So that'll be stuck there. So we need some double-sided sticky tape. A little bit, and put that one on there. So put this wing on before the eagle's body. Like that. Is that the right way up? Yes. So that corner comes to the fold and the end of the triangle, like that. So when we bring that down, it will go into there. That's good. Now, this one, I've got the double-sided sticky tape on there. Now I've got to line this up with, can you see that little line there? Line that up with that little line there. And I've put, where do I put that? Can't see it very easily. This little bend here. There's a piece here that behind that lines up with that. Where are we? There, like that. So I'll put some double-sided sticky tape under here. And this line lines up with this fold line. So that it will fold over easy. So double-sided sticky tape. On here. Like that. I haven't taken the sticky off here yet. I'll just line that up. Line it up there. And then line this one up here. Under here. That's about it. Like that. And now that's there. Oops, it's gone a bit squiffy. I can take that one off. line that up, and then I do the natural fold, so that will go over like that. So you get the natural fold on this piece, and there you go. Ta-da! Well, I'm sure you had fun making that. God bless, and see you next time.